Owned a credit card? Listen up. Debt companies could be coming after your money years after they've gone out of business. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kinney is working to find out what you should do if this happens to you.
Say you opened up a credit card in college and missed some payments. The credit card company takes a tax deduction and sells your debt to a debt collector for pennies on the dollar. Consumer advocates say the problem is when debt collectors are actually representing dead companies, companies that no longer exist, and you don't even know about it. Just when you thought your debt was dead and buried, it comes back to haunt you. It happened to Mark Harrison, who forgot about a credit card he opened nearly a decade ago.
Maybe in my early 30s or what have you.
Until he got this letter in the mail telling him about an $800 judgment from Great Seneca Financial Corporation.
You know, it's just not right.
Mark paid up, but later learned Great Seneca is a dead company, dissolved back in 2009.
I'm just a, blue collar, quote unquote, blue collar worker, and, working hard to provide for my family.
Consumer law attorneys Steve Hofer and Keith Hagan say Mark is not alone.
Well, we know that there are at least 10,000 people that are being affected by dead companies.
They filed a class action lawsuit alleging the debt collectors are not fully disclosing they represent companies that are deceased, that no longer exist. Indiana law requires debt collectors to have proof they've been assigned the debt.
Do you think it's misleading consumers?
Absolutely. These debt collectors are making a bet that they could buy this debt for pennies on the dollar and collect on it. And for the most part, if they don't have the right resources, they don't have the right paperwork, they can't.
Companies have 20 years to collect on a judgment, so a bad decision years ago could come back to scare you today, even if you pay your bills on time.
Yes, it can happen to you, and it is happening to people every day, so you have to be very careful, when you are applying for credit cards.
Parker Moss, one of the defendants in the lawsuit, released this statement to us. We do not believe that we did anything wrong and intend to defend this lawsuit to a successful conclusion. However, we prefer to try this case before the judge and jury and not in the press. I'm Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kinney.
We're working for you with ways to protect yourself. You can run your free credit report on Annual Credit Report and look for any outstanding debt. Run your name through court records and look for any judgments against you. Also, if you get a letter in the mail saying you owe debt or a judgment, you have the right to challenge it. Ask the debt collector for what's called proof of assignment or proof they bought your debt. You can also reach out to a consumer advocate at consumeradvocates.org.